Please help me welcome with his speech Move, Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen.
When you were younger, did you ever have a moment when your parents told you to get up and do something? Stephen, you've got to walk by yourself. Mommy, please carry me. Stephen, move. I was 3 years old, and for the first 3 years of my life, I did not go anywhere beyond the length of a room unless my mother carried me. Stephen, move. Mommy, please carry me. Stephen, move. One day, I don't know what day exactly it was, but my parents brought me a tricycle. They put it in our kitchen, and then they just placed me on the seat. One foot on one pedal, and the other on the other pedal. I heard my father say, push! And being 3 years old, I did. Have you ever pushed and one part of your body went and it didn't come out of your mouth either? I was a child. That's what I thought push meant. Suddenly, a hand on my back pushed me past the table, and the pedals started to move under my feet. Then my feet fell off the pedals, and I put my feet back on the pedals again. The weight of my feet on the pedals pushed me forward. I began to move, about only this far though. I began to push, this time with my feet though, on the pedals, and I began to move on my own. My new tricycle was taken outside onto the sidewalk of Chicago, and I was off. I rode up my block, and I rode down the block. I rode behind my house, where was no sidewalk, 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 sidewalk. But as the days went by, my life also began to move more from tricycle to bicycle. 1 block, 2 blocks, 8 blocks, and 2 miles. And the days flew by. Grammar school, high school, college. So did the miles that I traveled. Chicago to Pueblo, Colorado, Pueblo to Denver, and Denver back home. You may not realize it, but you also are here because you kept moving forward, opening new doors, doing new things because you were curious. And curiosity kept leading you to and through a new path. But have you forgotten how to move? Or has somebody told you that it's okay to stop? Over 25 years ago, I worked with patients at home. I worked as an infusion nurse, helping patients, friends of patients, families of patients, to help each other, help themselves with their chemotherapy, their IV hydrations, their IV antibiotics, their feeding tubes. And there were so many other treatments. I saw many illnesses, multiple sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, GI problems, hydration problems, infections, and of course various types of cancers. But it doesn't matter if you're a child or if you're an adult. If you're black, you're white, you're yellow, you're green, you're red. It does not matter because many illnesses do not discriminate. I always was there to provide instructions, to to administer and teach those IV therapies at home. Additionally, I use my training from when I was 3 years old.
What, you tell them to move the IV pole?
I do. But you know what you call a person who does not move? Do you know?
No.
You call that person dead. And if I'm instructing you on how to put an IV medicine into your veins, you are not dead. So you have to move. I remember one day, 25 years ago, I was asked to go out to see a patient, and his name was Mr. Ray. When you go out to see a patient, you're giving paperwork with the name, their date of birth, their address, their phone number, and their diagnosis. But in the case of Angus, the initial paperwork, it said 80-year-old male. There was a birth date. It gave a phone number. It gave an address. But there was no diagnosis. What would you assess on somebody who you have no diagnosis? I called his home before arriving, and I'm listening to ring, 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 ring. How many seconds did I use up with those rings? And suddenly I realized there was no answer. But like the Postal Service mission, neither snow or rain or heat or the doom of night, the home care nurse still completes their appointed rounds. Even a patient, if they don't answer the phone, you go to their home. And in the summer afternoon, the wind blows lightly through trees of Barrington's multiple estates. And Angus lived on one of those acres of property. I'm here to see Angus. Who am I? I'm one of the nurses from Northwestern, and my name is Steve Cohen. Oh, you didn't know a nurse was coming? Oh, you can refuse the visit if you want. Oh, you're not refusing this visit? Okay, you want me to just wait out here. Okay, and I'll wait here. I'll just wait for you to talk to Mr. Ray. Now it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Now, if I don't want to leave, but I have other patients to see, I'll wait 5 more minutes, and Mrs. Angus said I could have 10 minutes with him. But you have to understand that an assessment takes an hour. Okay, I understand. About 10 minutes, I got it. There were 13 stairs leading up to Angus's bedroom. Hi Angus, I'm Steve. I'm so embarrassed to say this to you, that I'm here to do an assessment for you, but I don't know what your illness is. What? Prostate cancer. And they told you that it was curable. You had chemotherapy, and you had radiation. Oh, that's interesting. 284 pounds you used to weigh, and you weigh 112 now. Oh, the radiation burned your bowel, and now you just flow like a river. Oh, but there's some days that you just don't go for days. Angus, have you ever been on the river? You've been on the Mississippi before? So have I. You've canoed? So did I. Have you ever been on a smaller branch of the river, and all of a sudden, the water stops. A limb has fallen from a tree and it blocks the river. And you take your canoe and you canoe over to where that limb is falling. And you take your oar or another tree limb or even a boulder and you try and move that tree limb over, and it causes the tree limb to move. And as it causes it to move and it shakes, the water just rushes through, just like the water rushes through your body. You have something in your body that is blocking everything that's going through. So Angus, close your eyes and imagine that you're in that canoe and you're going down the river and you're taking in a little bit more fluid and you're starting to eat a little bit more food. Just imagine that. And that's all pushing that limb that has fallen inside you over. So you have an instant, constant flow of fluid coming through you. And take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And just feel calm as the wind comes by your face. Now open your eyes back up again. How does that feel? I knew you'd like that. Angus, it was good to meet you. We got done with your assessment. I have to leave because you know what? You gave me 10 minutes and it's not 2 hours later. I'm late. Have a good life. Or should I say you have 2 weeks? Have a good death. Oh, no. I know I said that you could probably do better than what they gave you, but that's what I believe. Angus, but what is it that you believe? I started seeing Angus for 3 straight days, working with him. I showed him how to do some self-hypnosis, how to do some relaxation, and then I started seeing him for the next 7 weeks, 1 time a week. And we worked on helping him with relaxing his body. 7 weeks later, I said, you know what, it's time for me to go. Angus, the only reason I come to see you is I have to find some reason that something is wrong, but there's nothing wrong. I said, you have disappointed me. Why did I disappoint you? Or why did I get disappointed? Because you were supposed to die 6 weeks ago. You have let me down. Angus, I need to go. I will be in touch with you and see how you're doing. On January 1st, Angus turned 81 years old. I expected to call his house and talk to his wife about him passing away. But when I called Angus's home, what was interesting is somebody picked up the phone and I assumed it was probably his son. And I said, hi. I said, I just want to find out how Angus is doing. It was my way of saying, I don't want to hear about when he passed away, but I was just trying to be kind. The man started laughing on the phone. He goes, Steve, this is Angus. I'm like, Angus, how are you doing? He goes, Steve, I now can go down to the kitchen, but with assistance. He goes, my bowel problem is not perfect, but it's better. In March of that year, his wife called me, and she said to me, Steve, I just want to let you know, Angus has passed away. And I said, cancer? She goes, no, Steve, he was 81 years old. He was an old man. His heart failed. I said, that is just a very interesting thing to know. She said, I have one question for you, Steve. Do you think the chemotherapy affected his heart? And I said, I'm not a doctor. I can't answer that question. She said to me, Steve, if you were a doctor, what would you say? I said, definitely. Angus taught me what I learned when I was only 3 years old. We cannot sit still. We have to keep going. No matter what it is that we face, we have to move.